Wanna shake the ground, wanna break away, let loose. I'm tired of waiting, gotta make that move. All the neon signs.
Hello, my name is Leo, and this is my new photography blog. And right off the bat, I want to let you know who it's for. It's for photographers who want to learn photography and business owners who want to learn how to expand their business. And what I mean is I am like a sponge. I love learning. I love learning practical information. And I'm really obsessed with photography, and I'm obsessed with learning how to learn. So combining these two things, I learned a lot of helpful ways to not only learn, but to teach as well. All my students, they have seen the scale growth is really great, but they also learn information that appears naturally to them. So with all that said, I'm for photographers or maybe other business owners who want to learn how to grow and know practical info and my expertise and my opinions as well. I think there's so many photographers now, and each one has a unique voice. So I want to give my voice. I personally, where I started from the bar is pretty low. I had severe crippling anxiety. I have diagnosed with OCD and ADHD, and so I learned how to take all those things and turn them into strengths, and then apply it to my business as well. Where I grew up, my family wouldn't pay even $100 for a photo session, and I charge much more than that. And my clients are more than happy to pay that. And what I want to do for you, is tell you how I did that. Give you practical information that you can apply to your own business. Not to mention, give my current progress, my current situations, my current experience, my current opinions, and take it for what it's worth and apply them to you. So I hope that makes sense. So let's get started with a creative aspect that I learned this week. So I was reading Seth Godin's book. I read about a book a week. Leaders are readers, right? So I read about a book a week, and what I read in there was something I absolutely agree with, and probably many people will disagree with, and that's there's no such thing as writer's block. And if you're a writer and you just heard that, you're like, wait, what? So there's no such thing as writer's block, because what it comes down to, what it really is, if you don't know what it is, it's usually a term that writers use when they can't think of their creativity flow, or they can't find out what the next page is to write. So they're sitting there with their pen, paralyzed by they don't know what to create. But here's the thing, you can technically write a word or a paragraph. You can. But what it really is that you're scared that it may be not good. And when you break it down to the big picture of it, writer's block is technically about perfectionism. And maybe not to the 100% degree, but if you think of perfectionism, and I'm a perfectionist too, it's not about being perfect. It's not even about being good. It's about not wanting to make a mistake. It's about not wanting to produce something bad, and that may be a bad decision. Because let's do pages. Compare that with photography. If you were to write 100 pages and they all sucked, you took 100 photos or 1,000 photos, they all sucked, what's going to happen is you're going to write one good page, or you're going to take one beautiful artistic photo, and then you have to do another 100 or 1,000 or so to get back to do another one. But what ends up happening is after 10,000, maybe you have 10 amazing photos, and instead of taking 1,000, and now only takes you 500 good photos. And when you keep narrowing that down, starting up here, you keep narrowing that down. And what ends up happening is you start taking, you don't reinvent the wheel every time. You think, oh, I did this last time and this last time. I'm going to combine these two elements and add this new element in. Therefore, it's taking away the gap, and now you start honing in your skills to produce nothing but great art. And by the way, even if you produce bad art, which is very subjective, I guess, I shouldn't say that, but to get a message across, if you make a bad image or write a bad paper, that's okay. You're supposed to. Not every photo I take, even till this day, is good, even okay. Some photos are really bad. I just show them to my clients. This is important because you have to realize that you have to start somewhere. And if you wait for things to be perfect, it's going to be a much slower progress, and that's just going to hinder you. If you start creating and stay consistent, though, you will continue honing your skills faster than anyone. So, one-liner sentence, done is better than perfect. And that's something I have to tell myself all the time. Even this video itself, I created, get this. Here's where we're going next. This is a perfect link. This is what our business is doing next. I created a Facebook group to inspire and teach photography. And not only that, but even amongst peers that are on the same levels, like just connecting, inspiring, do fun challenges, live behind the scenes shoots, live Q&A. This Facebook group I had planned for a while, and it's been sitting there for a year. Yeah, it's been sitting there for a year because I don't have curriculums yet. I didn't have things lined up. And now I literally just lined things up. There's nothing on there as of last week. And I just started posting on there, and now I'm inviting people. That way, when we start getting, people going on that Facebook group, there's actual content. Just like this video. This video is probably not going to get maybe 10 views max. Maybe it's only going to get 10 views, and that's okay because this video is probably going to be a little bad. But as I continue to grow my viewers, take out this little thing right here, start cutting better, start recording better, get to my messages quicker. As I improve my skill, by the time I start getting more and more views from being consistent, then I actually am ready for that wave. If I was trying to be perfect, I'd probably wait another year. So don't let your fear of making something bad hold you back. Make something bad, make it. Making something is not a bad decision itself at all. Just, for what it's worth, do it. So on that same note, my personal experiences this week is not the best. In fact, I made a mistake. Yeah, let's start the first video with that. I made a mistake. You see, I've been in an editing loophole. I mean, last week, I looked like
down
this.
My feed, it'd probably be about 70% boudoir.
Yeah. So, with that said, what happened is I'm a person who has usually a plan A to Z. Actually, not usually, all the time. Part of my OCD. So, with that said, I lost basically 2 computers, and I ordered a MacBook Pro overnight, but due to the freeze out, it has been like 11 days and it's still not here. But that's okay. It's due to a freeze out. There's people in much worse situations. Positive vibes to them. I don't even want to put myself on the nearly same level as that. But with that said, my number one idea is to give the client an amazing experience, and that includes quick turnaround. So I dedicate a lot of my time to editing photos. It's the same amount of time, hours upon hours, but it's just allocated in a short amount of time. So I've been working at maybe 1/10 of the speed I normally do, and I've been uploading saves, and it doesn't save, I have to start over, the file's corrupt, exporting takes so much longer, so it hasn't been fun. With that said though, I'm still going at it. I got in this editing loophole, and that has not been as fun as I'd like. But my MacBook's supposed to come today, so that's okay. And I did still get a lot done. I did. I went into a little focus hole where I didn't talk to, I didn't even go on social media for a whole week, and I love social media. And I want to focus only on my clients. That's it. I have to focus on them. It's my priority. So that's what's going on this week. Today's actually my birthday, so I'll be going to some Wonder Space Museum or something that Sarah's taking me to. And if you don't know, if it's your first time seeing me, Sarah is my wife. We both left our careers very quickly to become photographers, which is another story for another video. So with that said, let's talk about something that's so important. Actually, I'm gonna pin that. Let's answer this question first, because then it's a perfect leeway. The photography question of the week. What camera should I upgrade to? This is a very common question I get, and I'm gonna combine this with what gear should I get next. And here's the thing. Okay. I want to do that thing where you answer a question with a question. Believe me, it's super powerful. But to answer the question, because I also want to give an answer, do the Canon R5. That thing's dope. Canon's going to be around for a while. I definitely do the R5. Why not? It does everything you need it to do. Now, the fun part. What camera should I upgrade to? If you really want to know, you need to ask yourself this. Why do you want to upgrade? Answer that. Are you still thinking about it? If you're still thinking about it, then maybe think about it longer after this video, or pause the video now. And here's the thing. I'm pretty sure your answer didn't involve, I need sharper imagery, you know? I need to get, here's the thing. Let me reword this. If you upgrade to, let's say, a crop sensor to a full frame, you're not magically gonna make fantastic, breathtaking photos because you upgrade your camera. No. Actually, yes, you will. You'll get sharper imagery, you'll get a better dynamic range, you'll get more megapixels probably, and you'll get a lot of things. But your client's not going to notice, and that's who you want to notice the most. What's going to happen instead is that it's going to be, if your client isn't going into Lightroom and pixel peeping. That's not what they're doing. And if they are, they're probably a photographer. But a lot of my clients are photographers, so it's kind of funny. But the thing is, what actually is when you upgrade, it depends why you're doing it. If you hit a limit consistently, for example, dynamic range, and that's what's limiting you, then break that limit by all means. Get a camera that has kick-ass dynamic range. But if you can't take an amazing photo on your camera, then you probably shouldn't upgrade yet. Instead, you should focus on your skill set. That's gonna take you so much farther than any camera will. Me personally, I love full frame. I have mostly Nikon. I've been jumping ship to Canon, but Nikon itself is known for having the OG dynamic range that everybody loves. Their raw files are beautiful. And I love dynamic range because when I'm doing a wedding, I don't want to think about perfect lighting every single spot. I don't. I want to think about delivering an amazing experience and capturing those candids and capturing those magical strobe lighting effects and such. Another reason is when I do boudoir, which is my niche right now, I don't want to focus on, if you have a crop sensor and you have a 50 millimeter, it's really like an 85 if it's not formatted for a crop sensor camera. If I'm sitting there trying to do all that math, like, oh, okay, I want to do a 35 millimeters, so I got to put my whatever on. It's too complicated. So that's my two main reasons. So with that said, if you are thinking about upgrading yourself, ask yourself why, and then do some research. It's a great investment. You can't really go wrong with either. Right now, Nikon is kind of in a bad position. I truly believe that they're going to release their flagship. The CEO, I believe, said that they're going to focus all their efforts in innovative development on mirrorless. And I love the mirrorless system. The mirrorless lenses are amazing. To compete with the R5 and the Sony A1, they need to do that. If they don't do it this year, then I'm jumping ship. It's going to be expensive, but I'll probably just keep my Nikon for video. So with that said, the R5s are amazing. The R6s are too. You can't go wrong with either of those. But my Nikon Z7 and the R5, it's not going to, besides the autofocus being drastically different, it's not going to be, I'm not going to get like all of a sudden these magical epic imagery that's going to change my entire business and have clients banging on my door just because I switched cameras. And you won't either, unfortunately. But if you switch for the right reasons, you're not throwing away opportunity, lessons, experience, skill sets. You're not throwing them away, you're just growing them. So it's a fun balance to find out. Of course, if you have any questions, comment or message me. I'm always on Instagram as well, at leoslifestylephotography.com. Wait, at Leo's Lifestyle Photography. Okay, so with all that said, this is the golden nugget. This is the one part of the video that if you could listen to just 2 minutes, 3 minutes of it, this is the part I want you to take home. The golden nugget of this week is this. The experience you give your clients is just as, if not more important than the images you deliver. It's true. I will fight you on that. I don't want to, but I will, because I care about you winning, and that's what you need to know. Now, earlier when I said I don't want to be thinking about all these things when doing photography, it's because I want to focus on delivering an amazing experience. The reason why I can prove this is because I personally know, and you think about it too, if you were to deliver breathtaking imagery, but give the shittiest experience ever, one, your clients aren't going to refer you. Two, when your clients see their images, they're going to remember how they felt when those photos are being taken. And if it's not good, then that definitely lowers the value of the imagery you deliver. Flip down its head, I know a lot of mediocre photographers who are killing it. They're booked for months. They have clients always coming to them on the daily, and that's because they deliver an amazing experience and they're priced accordingly. Pricing's a whole nother video. Be more than happy to make it. Just let me know if that's what you want. But yes, essentially it is all about experience. And that's the one takeaway I want you to take home. If you missed it, the experience is more important. Just as important, I think it's more important than the photos you deliver. So with all that said, let me see if I covered everything. Yep, I did. I want to keep going. This is so fun. This is something I love doing. So I'll be doing this more often. I hope you enjoyed today's weekly vlog. I'm gonna go visit that space center and take some cool pictures and post them on the Insta. So please follow me there. And next video, I'm talking about the new MacBook M1s. Should you switch if you have a PC? Should you upgrade your MacBook Pro? Is M1 even worth it? I'm giving my professional opinion because I tried out both the 8GB of RAM, the 16GB of RAM, the a couple years old 32GB of RAM, and PC. And I'll wait to tell you the results, but they're amazing. So with all that said, this is Leo once again, and I hope to see you soon. Reach out if you have any questions and follow me for more answers.